morning, grade 8. How are you all today? Yesterday I talked about the importance of trees. I talked about trees. Okay, now let's talk about a few things. And the first thing that I want to talk about is vegetation. And as you can see that our topic is going to be of natural vegetation. So let us start about what vegetation. What is vegetation? Vegetation is the overall plant cover of an area. Okay, overall green cover, overall plant cover of an area, that is known as actually a vegetation. What is ecosystem? A biological community of interacting organisms and their physical environment, or a complex network or interconnected network system. So a biological community of interacting environment, when one thing in that environment interacts with the other, this forms an ecosystem. What does it form? It forms an ecosystem, a biological community of interacting organisms and their physical environment, or a complex network or of interconnected system. Now there is another word which is very important, and that word is biosphere. We've heard about so many times, right? What is biosphere? The regions of the surface of the earth and atmosphere of the earth or another planet occupied by living organisms. Okay, where the living organism lives, that area is known as a biosphere. Okay, or an artificial structure enclosing a self-contained ecosystem or ecosystems. Okay, now we know about biosphere, where hydrosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere, atmosphere and lithosphere interact. That zone where life is possible, that zone is known as biosphere. We studied about this in our previous classes. Now let's talk about what is a forest. Forest is an extensive, continuous land dominated by trees, often with great diversity. That is known as the forest. And we will be talking about three types of forest today. Okay, one is tropical forest, the second one is taiga or boreal forest, and the third one is temperate forest. Okay, we will be talking about these three forests on the basis of their climate, okay, on the basis of their relief features, okay, on the basis of their altitude. Okay, now the reasons for different type of variation depends on the following factors that affect the natural vegetation. Climate is the vegetation of different places with the type of climate. Okay, what type of climate is there? That will determine what kind of forest is there. What kind of relief features are there? That will determine whether there are mountains, whether there are plains, whether there are plateaus. That would also determine what sort of a forest would be there. Okay. And now what is altitude? It refers to the direction in which the slope of the land faces the sun. Okay, the sun facing slope or the windward side receives more rainfall, and whence there is more rainfall, that means there will be more vegetation. Okay, so now let us talk about these three types of forest in a little detail. We will be talking about tropical forest, taiga forest and temperate forest in a little detail. Let's start off with tropical forest. Okay, now the first parameter that we are going to talk about is area. What is the area of the tropical forest? Okay, what are the regions that the tropical forest includes? Okay, in Africa, Zaire or Congo Basin and Guinea coast in West Africa is where the tropical forest is found. In South America, Amazon Basin, the coastal lowlands between Guinea and Brazilian highlands and Colombia is where the tropical forest is found. In Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea and the southern parts of Philippines is where the tropical forest is found. Let's talk about the climate of the tropical forest. The climate of the tropical forest would be like The region is characterized with 27 degrees Celsius temperature, which is stable all year round. So all year round the temperature would be 27 degrees Celsius. The rainfall is around 200 centimeters. Tropical forests generally have rainy and dry season with 12 hours duration of sunlight. In tropical forests, the duration of sunlight is basically 12 hours. Okay. Temperature and abundant rainfall promote thick growth of vegetation, restricting sunlight to penetrate. You remember yesterday I told you about the different types of trees found in Amazon forest, right? Now the vegetation is so dense that the sunlight cannot penetrate to the forest floor. Understood? We have studied about this in our previous classes also and in our yesterday's class also. Rainfall is distributed throughout the year in the tropical forest. Let's talk about the vegetation in the tropical forest. Okay, vegetation in the tropical forest would be the arrangement of trees is in layers with canopy followed by understory, and the last is ground and the forest floor. The trees of evergreen forest are evergreen type of forest are broad-leaved and hardwood variety. The main trees are mahogany, ebony, rosewood, rubber, cinchona, and trees grow to a height of 40 to 50 meters and form a thick canopy. Now, let's talk about the temperate forest. What will we talk about? It's the temperate forest. So, let's talk about the area of the temperate forest first. It is found in North America, Northeastern Asia and Europe. These forests are also called as temperate rainforest because of the large amount of rainfall that the forest receives. Climate. Now, let's talk about the climate of the temperate forest. The temperature ranges from 30 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius. That means that it is very hot. The average rainfall is 75 to 150 per centimeters per year, with temperatures staying constant throughout the year. Okay, so that means that this region has well-defined seasons also, right? Let's talk about the vegetation. Deciduous or leaf-shedding trees make up large proportion of the area composition in addition to some coniferous trees such as pines and firs. There are 3 to 4 tree species in per square kilometers. The dead and decaying fallen leaves of the trees combine with the soils to form fertile soil. Evergreen coniferous trees dominate this forest, and the trees are like oak, beech, maple, elm, birch, willow, hickory. Okay, the types of animals that live here are rabbits, deer, wolves, foxes, okay, who have adapted to the temperature both warm and cold. Last but not the least, let's talk about the taiga or the boreal forest. Okay, the coniferous forest, also known as taiga forest or boreal forest. The forest occurs in broad continuous belt in the latitude zone about 50 degrees north to 70 degrees north. The region occurs between tundra region to the north and the temperate grasslands to the south. Area, North America में they have southern Canada, southern Alaska, Australia में Samania and New Zealand, South America mountains of southern Chile. Northern parts of Asia would be like northern Siberia, Sakhalin Islands. Northern parts of Europe would be parts of Norway, Sweden, Finland. Okay, climate out here is basically cold for 6 months with temperature below 0 degrees. Mean temperature may be 10 degrees Celsius. Temperature range from minus 40 degrees to 20 degrees. There are short summers of just 3 to 4 months. Rainfall varies from 40 to 100 centimeters. Vegetation. Trees found in the forest are of softwood. The forests have evergreen coniferous trees with needle-like leaves. Okay, trees like pine, fir, spruce are found here. Animals that live here have adapted themselves to the cold. So today we've talked about the different types of forests which I want you all to research in detail. Okay, on the various parameters. Take care. Happy learning.